What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free Major League Baseball home run prop show for Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure you head on over to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But without further ado, let's get into the home run prop action for Wednesday. Had a decent day with the home run props yesterday. Nice 15-game card today. Action throughout the afternoon. We're going to do our best to cover the get this video out so you at least have a few minutes to get in the afternoon action between the Pirates and the Mets. But you know, like I said, these are the days where you want to have notifications on. So as soon as you get notified, you know, you can get the plays in for that early game. But if you don't get them in, do not worry. I've still got tons of other home run props for this game, for the day's action. Got a mid-afternoon game and a lot of primetime action as well. Before we get into the home run props, I got to remind everybody, these home run props are very high risk, high reward. They are not plays that I recommend anybody dump their whole bankroll into. They are just plays that are there to have some fun with on the side for some pizza money or some coffee money. Again, nothing too crazy. But anything you do take from here, I do give out a lot of home run props. So anything you take, I'd recommend playing straight up, as a single bet. But I do know that some people like to parlay these home run props. So if you're going to do that, what I recommend doing is a round robin. Any parlay that's 3 legs or more. Basically, it's going to give you a bit of a safety net in the event that one of the parlay legs falls flat. You know, if you play a 3-leg parlay, you put $5 in the 3-leg parlay, and then you'd put down all the combinations of 2 as well. So the bet would be $20 instead of 5. But again, if you hit 2 out of 3, you'll still profit. You'll still make some nice money back. And if you hit all 3 legs of the parlay, well, you're laughing at that point because then you just cashed in 4 parlays. You can do it as well for bigger parlays as well. So you do a 5-leg parlay. You can play combinations of 4. If you hit 4 out of 5, 3. If you hit 3 out of 5, 2, whatever. You can do as many as you want. The books will never say no to take an action, but yeah, it's definitely something that's worth looking into. It just gives you a safety net. Now, again, before we get into the props, I want to remind everybody I also love interacting with you. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any home run props your own. If you like the angle I took on some of these games, if you don't like the angle, again, you know, you guys drop some fire player props in the comment section from time to time. I even go in there and play a couple bucks on the ones that you give out myself, just because, you know, it's a great community. You know, you guys know what you're doing, and all I ask is if you're going to do that, drop them in there before the game start. If they're not in there before the game start, they don't help anybody. And we're trying to beat the books as a team here at Pickdawgz. One team, one goal, and that goal every single day, whether it's spreads, money lines, totals, player props, you name it. The goal is the same, and that's to get us paid. And I think that's what we're going to do with these home run props. So let's get into it with the Pirates and the Mets game first. For the Pirates against Tyler McGill, right-handed starter with a 9.0 ERA and 2 homers allowed in 2 starts in August. I'm going with Brian Reynolds. He's got a 3.33 average with 3 homers, 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days. I'm also looking at Ke'Bryan Hayes, who's got a 3.53 average with 2 homers, 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days of his own. For the Mets against righty Johan Oviedo, the only play I'm going to go with here is Pete Alonso. Only Mets bat I really trust for power right now. He's got 2 homers against righties in the last 7 days. Oviedo coming off a bad start, but before that he was rolling. So that's why I'm treading lightly with the New York Mets in that one. Now moving on to this matchup between the Rockies and the D-backs at Coors Field. For the Rockies against righty Slade Cecconi, I'm going to go with Ezequiel Tovar. He's got a 3.33 average, 2 homers, 4 extra base hits in the last 7 days against righties. For the Rockies as well, going to go with Nolan Jones. He's hitting 3.53 with a homer, 4 extra base hits in the last 7 days against right-handed pitching. Cecconi, a solid bullpen arm. But again, still a righty at Coors Field, still a young pitcher at Coors Field. He could get touched up here. I was looking at Ryan McMahon, but Ryan McMahon's numbers against righties in the last week have absolutely sucked. So that's why I went with Tovar and Jones in that one. For the Diamondbacks against lefty Austin Gomber, you know, Gomber's pitched better, but he's still allowed a home run in 5 straight head-to-head starts against the Diamondbacks. 6 home runs total in those 5 outings. So I'm going to start by going with Christian Walker here. He's got a 500 average with 2 homers, 3 extra base hits against lefties in the last 7 days. And in his career against Austin Gomber, 2 for 9, but he's got a home run and a double as those 2 hits. So give me Christian Walker for a home run. I'm also going to look at Ketel Marte. He's a career 462 average with 2 homers, 4 extra base hits, and 13 career at-bats against Austin Gomber as well. Now moving on to the Cleveland Guardians and Cincinnati Reds at Great American. I'm only going to go with some Reds here against Noah Syndergaard. Syndergaard's allowed 10 home runs in his last 7 starts, 4 homers allowed in 3 starts with Cleveland, and back on June 7th against the Cincinnati Reds, Syndergaard went just 3 innings, gave up 6 earned runs, 2 home runs. So I'm going to go with Spencer Steer Current form, a 438 average with a homer, 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days. I'm also going to go with Ellie De La Cruz. He's got a 294 average with a homer, 2 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days. Also got a home run versus Noah Syndergaard in the first meeting. I'm also leaning towards Matt McLain and Will Benson, who each have had some success. And Will Benson homered in that first meeting that Syndergaard was on the mound. He got the home run off of the bullpen, but I still think he could get one here as well. Now I'm going to do a double dip on I'm going to fit 2 games in here because they're small groups of picks for me for these 2 games. For the Astros against lefty Jesus Luzardo, I'm a huge Luzardo fan from our morning show. He's knock's a morning show favorite, but he's given up 5 home runs in 2 August starts. In his last 3 starts, all in his career against Houston, he's given up 5 home runs. I'm going to go with Kyle Tucker, who's got a 286 average with 2 homers against lefties in the last 7 days. I'm also leaning towards Martin Maldonado and Alex Bregman, each who have a home run in a head-to-head matchup against Jesus Luzardo. And in that matchup with the Cardinals against the Oakland A's, for the Cardinals against Paul Blackburn, I've said before, Paul Blackburn is the best option alongside JP Sears that the A's have for getting a win from starting pitching. But still think the Cardinals can have some success here. They have better numbers against righties. Lars Nootbaar especially, he's got a home run, 6 extra base hits in the last 7 days against righties with a .412 batting average. Nolan Arenado's got a .455 average with 2 homers in the last week against righties. Also, Wilson Contreras worth a look. He's got a .375 average with a pair of home runs against righties in the last 7 days. And Tommy Edman, a guy you normally get some decent value with, hitting .333 with a pair of homers, 3 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last week. Now, we're going to go to this match between the Blue Jays and the Phillies. We had just a 3-run game, 2-1 win for the Blue Jays on Tuesday, but I think we get more runs here. For the Blue Jays against Aaron Nola. Nola, who's clearly struggled with home runs this season. He's given up 26, one of the highest totals of a starting pitcher in baseball this season. 18 of those have come on the road. Also has 9 total home runs allowed in his last 7 starts. Going to go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's got a .250 average in his career against Aaron Nola with a home run. Also looking at Brandon Belt, who has a career .462 average with a home run and a double in 13 at-bats versus Nola, and a home run with a .263 average in the last 7 days against righties. I'm also going to look with Whit Merrifield here at probably a nice plus money price. We normally get one with Merrifield. He's got a .400 average with an extra base hit in his career against Nola. I believe it's a double, but he's hitting .480 with 2 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days. He's seeing the ball well. He normally, is good for a home run, maybe when you least expect it. I think we're probably going to get some decent value with him here, so I'll go with Whit Merrifield there. For the Phillies, though, against Kevin Gausman. Gausman can be a strikeout machine, but again, he's not impervious to giving home runs up as well. I'm going to go with Trey Turner, who's got a .529 average with a homer, 4 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last 7 days. Also looking at Kyle Schwarber. He's got 2 home runs against righties in the last 7 days. A .133 batting average is not good. But again, with Schwarber, it tends to be all or nothing. He either hits a home run or he strikes out. And in his career against Kevin Gausman, he's 3 for 10. Schwarber is, and all 3 hits have gone for home runs. So take Kyle Schwarber. I'm also going to take Nick Castellanos. .304 career batting average with 2 homers and 4 extra base hits in his career against Kevin Gausman. Now, for the going to double dip again here. I'm going to go with this Braves and Yankees game. I'm going to go with some Braves here. No starting pitching announced for the Yankees. I saw Randy Vasquez, a right-handed pitcher, in some spots, and if that's the case, I still like the Braves even more. I mean, Matt Olson, a .406 average with 4 homers, 5 extra base hits in the last 7 days overall, regardless of what hand the opposing pitcher is. Vasquez, a right-handed pitcher, a young right-handed pitcher with only 19 innings pitched this season. I think he's in a bad spot here. This Braves team has been absolutely crushing right-handed pitching pretty much all season long. And a young pitcher like Vasquez is probably going to get hit up here a little bit. I'm also going to go with Austin Riley, who's got a .342 average, 3 homers, 6 extra base hits in the last 7 days. Ronald Acuna Jr. as well, who's hitting .324 with 2 homers, 3 extra base hits in the last week as well. Leans towards Ozzie Albies and Sean Murphy. Now for the Rangers and the Angels. For the Rangers against lefty Reed Detmers, who's allowed 7 earned runs in back-to-back starts with 5 homers allowed, 6 home runs in his last 3 starts, 10 home runs allowed in his last 7 outings. I'm going to go with Corey Seager. He's hitting .364 with a home run, 2 extra base hits against lefties in the last 7 days. Also has a career home run against Reed Detmers, so I'm going to go with Corey Seager. I also lean towards Marcus Semien and Adolis Garcia in that game. Now, a couple things I wanted to mention to you guys. I wanted you to let me know in the comments down below, if you're playing anything in a couple of these games, a couple of these sort of primetime games. The ones that I was looking for an opinion on were the Red Sox and the Nationals game. I think there should be something there given this lefty-lefty matchup of James Paxton, Mackenzie Gore. Paxton, he's given up 3 homers in August, 6 homers in his last 6 starts. Gore has allowed 4 homers in August, 5 in his last 3 starts, 8 in his last 7. But just nothing stood out for me for either team recently against left-handed pitching. So let me know if you guys are playing something here. Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know if you're playing on any Yankees in that game against the Atlanta Braves. The Yankees, for me, have just been so wildly inconsistent at the plate, struggling against right-handed pitching right now. Charlie Morton's had his moments where he's had struggles as well. But again, I don't know if I can trust the Yankees, even if I can trust Aaron Judge at this point. He hasn't been hitting righties as well. Since coming back from the injury. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. But let's get back into our last couple of home run prop games for Wednesday's action. We're going to go to the Cubs and White Sox here, this Chicago series. I'm going to go with the Cubs against Mike Clevinger. I'm going to go with Cody Bellinger. He's hitting .357, 2 home runs, 3 extra base hits in the last 7 days against right-handed pitching. Also rolling with Seiya Suzuki here, who's hitting .333 with a pair of homers, 3 extra base hits in the last 7 days against righties. And I'm going to go with Heimer Candelario. 4 of his 8 career hits against Mike Clevinger have gone for extra bases with 2 homers, 2 doubles. So I'm going to look at Heimer Candelario as well. On the other side for the White Sox, I'm going to go with Luis Robert, who's hitting .400 with 2 home runs in the last 7 days overall. And also going to go with Yoan Moncada, who's got a .391 average with a homer, 5 extra base hits overall in the last 7 days. The White Sox, the Chicago Cubs, no starting pitching announced at the time the video was being recorded. I was seeing Javier Assad in some places, but again, nothing concrete. So those are the 2 guys I would stick with regardless of the opposing pitcher. Now moving on, a couple more games. First one is going to be the Mariners and Royals. A series that's been wildly entertaining through the first 2 games of this series. For the Royals against Luis Castillo, Castillo allowed 4 home runs in his last 2 starts, 8 home runs allowed in his last 6. I'm going to go with Bobby Witt Jr., who's got a .400 average with 3 homers, including the inside the park homer in Game 1 of this series. 5 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days. Also going to go with MJ Melendez, who's got 3 homers, 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days with a .333 average. And Salvador Perez, who's hitting .345 with 2 home runs, 3 extra base hits in the last 7 days against righties. Now on the other side for the Mariners against James McArthur, relief pitcher, who's making a spot start here. A 13.50 ERA, but again, a lot of that came from one inning where he gave up 7 runs against the Cleveland Guardians earlier this season. So take that for what it's worth. But I'm going to go with Ty France here, who's got 2 home runs, 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days with a .360 average. I also like Julio Rodriguez, who's hitting .242 with a homer, 4 extra base hits against righties in the last 7 days. And I also lean towards Cal Raleigh, but Cal Raleigh's batting average scares me a little bit. He is a power threat for the Mariners, but again, just a lean for me with him there. And last game on the board, we're going to go to the Dodgers and Brewers. I'm only going to stick with a couple of Dodgers here against lefty Wade Miley. Miley, 13 earned runs allowed in his last 2 starts against the Dodgers over 8 combined innings. 6 home runs allowed, 3 in each, including a start back on May 10th. It was an 8-1 win for the Dodgers. And I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman here as a result. Freeman, my normally trusted bat against lefties for the Dodgers, hitting .300 with 2 extra base hits against lefties in the last 7 days. Career .348 average with 5 of his 8 hits in his career against Miley. Going for extra bases with 2 homers, 3 doubles. So I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman. I'm also going to go with Mookie Betts to round things out. He's got a .474 average with 5 homers. A homer and 5 extra base hits in his career against Miley. A .375 average with a double in the last 7 days against left-handed pitching. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Well up over 137,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Couldn't have done it without you guys' love and support, so thank you so much for that. If you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. It really helps us out a ton. Doesn't cost you a cent, and it lets me know that you guys like this home run prop content. And also make sure you're subscribed to our channel with notifications turned on. Notifications are a perfect example of why you want to have them on. Today is the example that you're looking for. We have a 1 o'clock game. We try to get these videos out as early as possible for you, but just all the research that goes into it, us doing the morning show as well, sometimes doesn't always leave a whole lot of time between when the video is released and when first pitch of the first game actually happens. But if you have notifications on, get notified as soon as this video drops. You get to get those plays in and get to kick back and watch the money roll in throughout the afternoon. But again, fear not. If you don't have the first game in, like I said, still plenty of action. You guys saw it throughout the show. But also, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. And while you're at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Place, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business. Tools that you want to make sure that you have on your belt when you're making your best bets for the day's action. They'll do the heavy lifting for you. They'll show you, sides, whatever you're looking for. Player props. The nice thing about the player props, they show you the player prop. They show you how often it hits, and they show you which book is giving you the best price. Nice thing is, if you don't have an account with the book that's giving you the best price, you click that price, you sign up, you get a sportsbook bonus offer on us. You play that price with that bonus, but you also get to add to your advantage that the books can't take from you, which is your ability to shop lines, find the best possible number. There's other tools there, depending on your betting style. There's something for everybody. If you like betting hot and cold streaks, there's a streaks tool. If you like betting parlays, there's parlay builders there that'll build a parlay for you. Profitable teams, angles, underdogs. The list goes on and on. You can get lost in those tools. But while we're all different in our betting styles, the one thing that unites us all is how much we like to make money, and those betting tools will definitely do that for you. But thank you so much for watching. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's crush the books on Wednesday.